Hi, and welcome to the Additives Podcast, a space for real stories, honest conversations, and things we wish to hear out loud. Before we begin, a gentle reminder some topics we talk about here can feel heavy or emotional. Please always take care of yourself first. If anything becomes too much, it's okay to pause, skip an episode, or step away. Your well being matters more than any type of content. You're safe here, and you're not alone. Ready, Kana? Let's begin. Hi! Quick update, but there's something I want you guys to know, and that is towards the end of 2025, aside from it having a really slow regression because my mental health issues started coming back, nagkaroon din naman ako ng cutesy comeback because I was able to use Ate Tips for a much bigger purpose and to also fuel my media nerdy heart because I was part of the IC fellowship program in Singapore and it was for free. I got to learn so much. Parang for a month, we had master classes on how AI is being used in misinformation, disinformation, and how influencers can use their platform for good, whilst also acknowledging that AI is not going anywhere. And if you want to become better, you need to embrace AI. And I know this is a more complex topic that me and my friends who are in the field of media would often talk about. I have my own feelings towards AI, but for some reason, but in a way, the fellowship program really made me temper my relationship with AI. Okay, it's becoming more nerdy, but anyway, point is, there were master classes and then 1 week hackathon siya in Singapore itself, all expense paid. And I kind of had a bad experience with the immigration there, but I won't talk about it anymore. But the experience itself, being in Singapore, meeting all of these people, were amazing. Kasi sobrang gentle nila, and it's exactly the kind of space that I advocate for, that I believe in. Because for me, for someone who came from such terrible past and traumatic past, having to find a space where you are empowered to be you, you are empowered because people listen to you, people appreciate you, people see you for you, it really helps you blossom more. And in the week that I was there, I was able to build friendships. I was able to meet people from different parts of Southeast Asia. I had mentors or like speakers who really empowered us influencers to use our platform for a much deeper purpose. And it's not just, yung cutesy-cutesy influencing, ganyan-ganyan. You have to accept na a part of you is also being shared to the world with a purpose and with a reason. And as someone in the field of media talaga, it's my course, it's what I'm passionate about. This is what I really agree on. And parang I just love this space. They really want you to push yourself. And I saw how the Singaporeans really advocate for education, quality education. And they toured us around. They were also nice. They were also accommodating. Taliwas sa experience ko sa immigration. But other than that, it was a beautiful space. And towards the culmination, as in iyak ako, they made me do like an on-the-spot reflection. And I told them na for the longest time, I really thought na more than joy, it's pain that brings people together. But in that experience, they made me believe that more than pain, it's gentle spaces that can empower and make people blossom more. Because in that long week, or parang in that month of me learning, getting to know these beautiful people, it really made me think na, wow, kindness do exist. And this is exactly what I want for the kind of platform that I'm trying to grow out there. But anyway, all of these things are like good achievements for me. I felt like I was in a good space in my life, although it was my first trip alone. Tapos, yun nga, meron akong anxiety when it comes to the plane, lift off and take off. Girl, lalo, grabe ang parang, I'm supposed to take one um, gamot, yung pill ko for anxiety. Nakatatlo ata ako. I didn't tell my mom, but nakatatlo ako nun. Kasi grabe talaga. Every time we lift off or the last time I rode a plane, it took me 10 minutes to breathe. Because I really forgot how to breathe. Parang gumaganon talaga ako before. And that was what my parents were afraid of. And okay naman, buhay pa naman ako. And I enjoyed my trip there. But with all of these happening in my life, the little wins that I have, both little and big wins that I'm having for myself, the goals that I want for myself, it was somehow lambasted by my freaking depression. Because whilst I was even there every single day, it was so hard for me to think that I deserve being there. In fact, there was even a time that I just randomly had a panic attack. I went to the bathroom because I felt like I didn't belong there. Not because I felt like a big surge of imposter syndrome, but it was more of like I started hearing the voices of the people who hurt me. Because my depression kasi, I have this thing na I still hear their voices. I know, it's crazy. Para siyang multo. Pero, they're always in my mind. Every single thing or every single painful thing that they've done to me, with me, it's just replaying nonstop in my head. Nagkakataon lang talaga na napapatungan siya ng much more urgent things or much more urgent thoughts. And sometimes in my silence, I remember all of them. Not even sometimes. In my silence, I recall all of them. And it's really a matter of how my triggers affect me, that the volumes of them in my head, yung loudness nila in my head, would start affecting me. And in one of the sessions, they became so loud, I had to rush myself to the bathroom and just really cry it out. I was calling, not really calling, but I was messaging like full rant, full message, long message, my therapist saying it's happening, it's happening, it's happening, and trigger warning. But I started, inaano-ano ko na naman yung arms ko. And that's, how do I explain this? But when I have those attacks or once I start hearing them again, I feel really numb. And in that numbness, I feel like the way for me to gain agency over myself and my thoughts again is to pinching and slapping and hurting myself. Trigger warning. But yeah, that's what I did. I'm not proud about it. And parang medyo na-affect siya sa trip ko. At tama, sa trip ko that 1 week in Singapore. But it was okay. Nabawi ko naman siya. And when I got home, yeah, and I had to recall, reflect. I was grateful for everything, but it really made me think na, do I deserve to be happy? Do I deserve all of these big wins, albeit even the little wins? Because I came from a space of pain. And aside from being in a space of pain, the people who are 24/7 in my mind, those who have hurt me, once told me that I don't deserve happiness, achievements, and success. And nadala ko yun. Never ko na yun nakalimutan. They were blaming me for literally every single bad thing that was happening to them, even though tahimik lang naman ako. And since I like them so much, I wanted them to like me so much, I started to believe na baka nga tama sila, I don't deserve happiness. Baka nga tama sila, I don't deserve these little wins and big wins that I'm having for myself. So for a while, I really had a long, quiet persona online. Before talaga, sabi ko, madaldal talaga ako. So, I use my platforms to just dump, 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 dump. Even sa dump ko, yung dump ko as in, this happened to me, I want people to know how I'm doing. Because one day, I want to look back in my platforms and be like, oh yeah, I remember when I did that. Oh yeah, I remember this happened, this happened, this happened. And it's just a digital diary of maybe one day will become a museum of life for me. And I wanted that for myself. But ever since they started attacking me for being me, attacking my wins, magnifying on my pains, magnifying on my insecurities, magnifying on my losses even, parang their voices made me shift my perspective into always capitalizing on the things that are not true about me. or if even if it's good about me, I will twist it into making it look bad on me. And it's very terrifying because I grew up loving praises, and I grew up seeking the approval of the people closest to me. Kahit okay lang ako kung di kita ka-close, kung you're a stranger to me, but the opinions of my family or my deepest loved ones are the ones that really matter to me. If they are the ones who say na they don't approve of this, as in bibitawan ko yan. And since I wanted them to like me so much, ayun, nagpa-apekto ako. And nadala ko siya. And aside from that, I was a very retrospective, or I'm a very reflexive kid. So ever since I started shifting my books from yung mga binabasa ko nun, nag-evolve din siya as I grew up. But I started reading talaga grade 4, grade 3 ako. Ayan, nag-start siya sa Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, what else? Medyo latter na yung Hunger Games. Basta yung that era when all of the movies, when all of the books were being transformed into cinema. As in, nakisabay ako. Sabi ko, okay, I want to read. I want to read. And I wanted to be team book. Ganon. Dapat, it's better in the books. Ganon. I wanted to be in that group of people. And yun nga, I turned into a nerd. So, yeah, I used that. And then I started realizing, okay, I love reading books. So I started reading more, and nag-shift yung books ko from fiction to deeper social realism fiction type. And may isang book, I'll never forget that. It's entitled The Kite Runner. And it's about this kid who experienced trigger warning, yun, rape. I should not have said that. Grape. And basta, it's very deep. And there was one line dun sa book na yun na sinabi na nung girl that, well, it's a boy who experienced these painful things. But his mom, sinabi na she doesn't like being happy. And then the dad said, "Why don't you like being happy? It's such a nice, honest feeling." Sabi niya, it's because I will never know when I will be happy again. And right after being on a high, you will go through a recession of low. So that's when my perspective of happiness shifted. I was grade 5 ako nung binasa ko yung librong yun. 11 or 12 years old. Kaya sobrang hirap na sa akin maging masaya. And eventually, parang I started masking happiness. Yes, I'm bungis-ngis, mababaw kaligayahan ko. I like smiling, I like being lively, bubbly. But behind all of these is me questioning what it is actually like to be happy. For some people, it has, like love, it has many multiple definitions, Ren. For some people, it's contentment. For some people, it's satisfaction, detachment, peace, ano pa ba, forgiveness. But for me, I can't put a feeling into happiness. I just know na, okay, if you're happy, you smile. But what about that smile? What's deeper in those smiles? What comes into smiling? How can I achieve a smile? Because I can always force a smile, but I can't maintain it. I mean, muscles pa nga lang, the more we smile, mangangalay ka rin, diba? You have to let go one way or another. You have to put a frown to relax your face, something like that. But I don't know how to maintain happiness. I don't know what happiness is. Is happiness peace? Kung happiness is peace, peace lang siya. Mas lumala pa dun was I got depressed. And then I had bullies. And then my friends backstabbed me. And then attack, 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 attack. And then my childhood trauma. So nagpatong-patong sila. So I'm like in the middle of all of these painful thoughts and debilitating thoughts. And I started questioning, ano ba talaga ang kasiyahan? Kasi that's something my therapist would always that's my therapist's parting message. There you go. She would always say, love yourself, be happy. I'm like, how do I do that? But since di ba nga masakit ang therapy for me, I'm like, yeah, bye, doc, bye! But in my head, I'm like, how can I be happy? Like, what is happiness? And I was on a high, of course, when I went to Singapore, blah, 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 when I did this, when I did that. And even before then, I don't know how to be happy with the things that I work hard on. Parang for me, okay, deserve ko yan kasi I worked hard on it. And then I'm like, smile, smile, post, post. And then I'm done. Like, what now? Okay, off to the next achievement. And that's the thing. We are systemized in a world where we're not supposed to be content with just one. And that's why our idea of happiness is so contorted. If you're already done working hard on one thing, you need to go the next level and then a level after that. And then the whole idea of detachment, settlement, ano pa ba, contentment, all of those ments, you will not have an end to it. Even if you say you're content, it's human nature for us to keep wanting more. It's human nature for us to feel like we deserve better. And in that wanting to be better, we will keep searching and yearning for something that would make us feel the highest form of happiness. Maybe in different religions, I could read up on it kasi medyo wonky nga yung perspective ko sa happiness, diba? Ano tawag nila doon? Nirvana. And then in Buddhism, it's enlightenment. What about happiness? Like, what about it? And it's something that I really can't put my finger on it. But with a depressed mind and a traumatized heart, I don't know. So the question whether or not I know happiness, no. But do I deserve to be happy? I also don't know. The easiest way to answer it is, of course, yes. But when you've been hurt so much, you just don't know how to process good things. Your nervous system has been so used to being on survival mode that when life is calling you to pause, breathe everything in, see everything in a macro perspective, and just take it all in, breathe and be happy, breathe and be at peace, you will not do it. And that's the truth. Our nervous system is so fucked up that even the thought of being happy feels like it needs to be earned. It needs to be approved, even by the people who hurt us. And that's why the process of us letting go and healing takes longer. Because in our search of healing comes also the fact that we want to search for the meaning of things that a lot of people would take for granted. And in this case, it's happiness. So, River, do I deserve to be happy? Yes. But right now, I need to know what happiness is. It's not, hindi siya madaling sagutin eh. Yung family, dogs, life, career. No, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just like you guys. But there's always a way to live, and there's always a way to cheat life. And if I don't know how to be happy, and if we don't know how to be happy right now, we can just live every day one at a time and be grateful. If we don't know how to be grateful, if we don't know how to be happy, rather, there's always a way for us to count our blessings. And maybe through gratitude, we can see that happiness will follow. And in that happiness comes all of the things that we yearn. Nandiyan yung peace, fulfillment, blah, da, 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 da. And who knows, maybe one day in our happiness, kaakibat pala niya ay forgiveness. Forgiveness in ourselves, forgiveness in the people who made us thwart the idea of happiness. But for now, let's be grateful. Yes, deserve natin ang maging masaya. Yes, deserve natin ang maghilom. Yes, deserve natin ang manalo, even matalo. Kasi even in losing, minsan nga mas lamang ka. Kasi you get to learn how to be better. And that's us right now. We will channel this pain into something more beautiful. And in that yearning to seek happiness, to seek forgiveness, we will learn all of these things that will make us better than what we were back then. Atin ng 2026. O, diba? So wherever you may be, I hope you are safe. If it's morning, good morning. And if it's night, I hope you and your thoughts are sound. Let's be happy one day. Bye. Hi, this is your online at the river. Thank you so much for being here. If you feel called to, you can rate the podcast, follow, or share your thoughts online. No pressure, just gratitude. Take care of yourself and see you at the next one. Bye.